Let me see if I just start sharing on my side, if it won't automatically unshare.
I'm trying to see what has been deactivated here.
Okay. Thanks, David.
Okay.
So yeah, one of the techniques that I was given is the fishbone technique, coming from the analytical quadrant mode of thinking. So what it is, essentially, it is a visual display which is intended to help the team in identifying the multiple causes to a problem. And it entails using a graphical illustration of literally the bones of a fish and its head to illustrate the problem and its causes. So the problem is depicted by the head of the fish, and then the bones, they comprise one of the core bones, actually a main bone, which is the core bone leading to the head. But then it branches out into smaller bones, which basically means that it is made up of many other causes, which culminate into one core bone leading to the main problem or main effect. And then the causes are categorized using 6 M's. So this is basically an easy way of remembering the different categories in which you can classify the different causes, right? So it will be your men, referring to people. Some people can just directly show it as people, but for the ease of remembering which categories, you can use all M's. So it will be man, machines, methods, mother nature, referring to the environment, and then the materials, as well as measurements. So apologies, the policies and procedures, normally they fall under methods and not material. So that is basically the description of a fishbone. And then in terms of, just go to the next one. So when do we use the fishbone technique? So it is when there is a need to identify the root causes of a problem. So you literally want to analyze the problem itself. You're not finding anything outside of the problem. You dig into the problem, you drill down into it and find out what are the causes to it. So from there, then you can also use it when you want to prioritize the causes, and that will give you the efficiency of addressing the problem, because then you will the team will be able to direct energies to the right or the prioritized courses. And then you can also use it when you want to expose the complexity of the problem. So how do you construct it? It is literally drawing, okay, I'm actually jumping the gun. So it is constructed by a team. You can't do it alone. You can do it alone for the sake of maybe solving maybe minor issues, but for it to be effective, you need to do it as a team. And you need to make sure that you involve all people from all levels. Don't sideline people, because those people that you might sideline may actually have important information that can lead to the team finding out more root causes to the problem. And that will be in a brainstorming session. You literally, how it's done, you literally when you draw it from left to right, it can be from right to left as well, but normally we write or do things, we start from left to right. So that's how you normally do it. And then the other part when constructing it is that the smaller bones are normally drawn 45 degrees. They don't have to be exact, but just to depict or to show the picture or the bones of the fish, or to still adhere to the structure of the fish, they're drawn 45 degrees from the main or the core bone, and then they branch out in the direction of the main bone. And then the last part is that the root causes are drawn under their respective categories. So the root causes would probably, if this is the main cause, then the root causes will go under whatever categories they fall in. Then that would be a fishbone. Then from there, when the team has identified all the causes and the root causes, the team will then list them out. So after listing them out, then you do a prioritization matrix or risk assessment matrix. So it would be something like this. And the team can come up with the criteria which they can use to measure up or to prioritize the different causes. It's literally up to the team what they want to do. So the prioritization matrix looks something like this. All the causes will be listed here. And here, this would be the criteria. And then each component of or each item within the criteria can be rated from 1 to 5. And depending on how the team is rating that particular cause, it will get a score between 1 and 5. Then you put it there. It applies to all the other items within the criteria. Then at the end, you get a score. So that score will then, obviously the different courses will have different score ratings. Then you will rate, or what is it? You will align them from highest to lowest. And from there, then you at least know what to prioritize on. Those ones will normally be the ones you have with the highest score. And then the other option is to use a risk assessment matrix. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with this as well. But yeah, you literally just look at the probability, which is similar to the likelihood of the cause happening. And then the other portion of it would be the severity or the impact. So if one cause is literally, okay, let's say maybe it's probable, right, to happen, the likelihood maybe receives a rating of 3, and then the severity is literally marginal, then it would get a rating of an overall rating of 6. Doing this, following the same method with another cause can maybe land that particular cause somewhere here. And then from there, you can see which one the team is supposed to focus on. And yeah, then the top causes can then be entered into the next stage of problem solving. And then the process continues. At least now, the team will not have to focus on all the causes, they'll just focus to the most important ones. Yeah, I think that's in brief what I found concerning Fishbowl. Are there any questions? Is everyone still here?
Guys, question,
we're
please.
here.
Yeah.
Our brains are
That
still
was
trying to
a
wrap
great
everything
presentation.
around it.
I feel bad. I feel bad.
Yeah, I think it's
Yes,
She is not ready. Such pressure, Kabelo. Oh my
oh
God.
my word.
No
Maybe we
words.
shouldn't have
Well, guys, we have
recorded.
10 minutes.
I'm running away.
And yeah, so we have a question, can ask, and then we'll see if we can do one more before we drop this and send again some other the link.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh Lord.
Yeah, the only thing I can say, or I could be wrong, maybe Kabelo, you can add, is that it seems extremely technical. It doesn't seem like it would be feasible for all industries. For me, in my opinion, I could be wrong. Maybe you can elaborate on that.
Yeah, I do get your point. Was it Bali who asked?
Yes, it is Mbali.
Yeah, I do get your point. But in my opinion, I think you can still apply it, but obviously you want to apply something, like you said, something that is feasible, something that is efficient, that will not take the team's energy. Well, whereas you can use another technique that would give you the same results or even better. But yeah, I think I was also answering Londi way that I haven't used this. I've used portions of it. I've used this at some point, but the fishbone itself, I have not used it. I think in our department it can work, but in other industries, I am not sure. But my opinion would be that as long as there's a problem and you need to drill down into the different components of the problem, you can still use it. Yeah, I hope I answered you, but yeah, I'm really not sure. It's very technical. I agree with you. It's very technical. Anyone can jump in if they've used the Fishbone before, can just jump in and add.
I think we sorry, can ask.
I haven't used it myself. Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, you said
we
you
can
haven't used it yourself. I use it here actually for assignments.
Wow.
Oh, no, we are talking about the real practice in real life.
Yes, you can share an example and show us one where you applied it, something that is non-technical. Maybe then it will give us an understanding, even help Mbali to see if it works or not.
I think in my organization, I think this would be very, very useful, because we work on very big projects. Like, you find that we building a hospital, like a 530 bed hospital. So a lot of things can go wrong, and you would need to, and it's a lot of people that are involved in that project. So I think that that be able to use this to see if like all the risks and all the problems that they encounter, they can use this Fishbone to assess all of them.
But I believe it can be used in every organization, because most of the point of this, sorry.
No, that's true.
The real point of this is actually to dig out ideas. It's very useful when we have no way to start something. Actually, people based on those 6 areas can actually start providing what can be the cause. And it helps you start, gives you actually a platform of ideas in order to maybe use another technique if you want. But I guess in terms of idea, it's very useful, because it really helps you think of what could be the problem. I think any team can use it in everywhere. That's what I think.
Yeah, no, thanks for that, Ed, David. I think I'm done. I will stop sharing. But before then, I think I saw an example where somebody was doing, they wanted to find out the root cause to obesity. So yeah, that's when I realized that it can actually be applied in several contexts. Yeah, I just didn't go in to see how they applied it, but I saw they were trying to solve for obesity. So I'm like, okay.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm done, guys. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. What were the root causes? Did you see?
No, I did. I just saw, and a couple of people, you know, when you search on the internet, you can see they are solving for obesity. I just didn't go inside. Obviously, there's your lack of physical activity, eating too much, eating unhealthy food, etc.
Unhealthy foods.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it was something like that.
That's interesting.
Or medical condition and so forth. Yeah, it was a few things under the, but you guys, I'm done. Let me not waste any more time. Are there any other questions?
Not on my.
I said it was a good presentation. That's what I said. Well, the lecturer will have the final say, but yeah.
It was the best, actually. I feel so under pressure.
You prepared yourself. You prepared yourself for this.
Very prepared.
I could do actually a PowerPoint. I did not do that anyway.
Yeah,
Thanks,
no,
guys.
I think.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
But the next one will actually wait for the new link, because I think we already eating time. Well,
Yeah,
it only remains like 3 minutes. So who's gonna be the next one? Let me.
I'm not gonna be on the next link.